Let me tell you a story, let me sing you a song, let me tell you a secret that I've known all along. You see,
OSL, Operation Sack Lunch, is an organization that has been built on the generosity and energy contributed by thousands of people. There are countless stories and individuals that have been active creators inside OSL, sharing creative life force, audacity, tenacity, and monetary support. One person can have an idea, be a catalyst, but it takes a community of many ideas and inspiration to grow beyond confinement, to create stability, longevity, and sustainability.
let us rise above, let the search begin inside. We are travelers on the river, the eternal waters wide. The tree of life is planted, justice is the yield, truth is now the armor, love is now the shield. Let us rise.
In 1988, my band was playing a 6-week stint at the top of the Hilton in Seattle, and we would drive to work the same route every night and stop at the stop sign in Occidental Park. And one night, I glanced over into the park, and there was an elderly man, maybe 70 or 80, and the lights in the park were illuminating him as he stood over the garbage cans. And it was as if I had a telephoto lens on my eyes, because all of a sudden I zoomed right into his features and his clothing. He was wearing a long black coat that had holes in it, and he had gloves on that didn't have any fingers in them. And I could see the craggy lines around his eyes. And he had long, greasy, silver hair that looked like dreadlocks, and a beard that went about mid-chest. And I could even see the nicotine stains around his mustaches. And as I watched him, he started to dig through the garbage, and he came up with somebody's half-eaten sandwich. And he took a bite out of it. And I could see the shredded lettuce hang in his beard. And I thought, oh my gosh, somebody's grandpa just ate garbage in front of me. And I thought, how could that be possible in this Microsoft, Boeing city that is so filled with affluence? How could somebody's grandfather eat garbage? And I thought, somebody ought to do something about that. And I wrote another song about social justice and social injustice.
It used to be a family lived in a house with flowers and trees, but here we are sleeping on the street, going through the trash for something to eat.
In 1989, after an extended life-altering illness, I realized that I was that somebody, that I needed to get off my butt and do something. So one day I called my friend Bob and asked him if he wanted to do lunch with me. And I packed up 30 organic lunches. I drove down to Seattle, picked him up, and drove to Occidental Park. As I started to get out of the van, I said, here we are. And he said, where are we going? And I said, we're going right here. And I opened up the back of my van. I handed him a grocery sack of sack lunches. And I said, we're just going to hand these out on the street corner. We're going to say, hi, I'm your server today. Would you like a lunch? And Bob said to me, are you trying to get me killed? So it took about 30 minutes to hand out those 30 lunches. And as we were handing them out, I wondered what it took to be so desperate to take food from a complete stranger standing on a street corner.
Perhaps we could walk along this journey and share the things we all need along the way. Then there would be no need for power or for anger. There could be unity. We would not always have to agree. If we honor one another, we would know what it really means to be free.
One day in 1992, knock, knock, knock at my door. Open the door and there's these two people standing in front of me. And they introduced themselves, Fran and Jim Mathers. And they said, "We're here to help you." And I thought, help me with what? I don't need any help. And they continued and said, "We want to help you feed the homeless." And I felt myself become all sorts of territorial inside. And I wanted to say, "I don't need your help. I do this. You go find yourself something else to do. This is mine, mine, mine." But instead, I felt myself opening the door. And as I opened the door, I also felt myself opening my heart.
If just one child learns to rise above, if just one man learns tolerance, maybe even love, if just one woman learns to live life without fear, is that why I am here? Don't question anymore. If I open up my heart, I open up the door.
More and more people became involved, using their skills and talents to develop the organization. It became a 501c3 charity. OSL became a major community builder. People of all ages, all walks of life, finding common ground and a way to participate and give back.
Just for today, I will live without fear. I will walk unafraid in my mind. Just for today, I will be strong. I will exercise faith. I will become a giver to life. Just for today.
I began speaking at schools and corporations on hunger and discrimination awareness. Where does true discrimination begin? And it begins when we are fearful of that which is different than us. So I would bring in pictures and give names to the faces. If I was in a place where I could speak about the divine universe, I spoke in one way. But if I was in a public school, I had a standard answer to the question, "Why do you do this?" And I would say, if we are not participating in the good stuff of the world, then by default, we allow the bad stuff to happen.
Till we all have faith faces that someone else can see, till we all have places in this world, till we all have voices and true equality, I will sing.
If I was speaking to adults, they were politely engaged, and teenagers would be a little more difficult, but little kids always became so engaged. They would raise their hand and they'd say, ooh, I have a question. How much did your guitar cost? Or did it hurt to get that tattoo? And one day I was speaking for a group of small kids, and kid was jumping up in front of me, up and down, and he said the standard question. So I gave him the standard answer. And I went to move on to the other children, and he would not stop jumping up and down in front of me, raising his hand. He had another piece of a question, and he would not be denied. And he said, "But do you love them?" Do I love them? I became totally still, and I thought, sometimes they spit on me, sometimes they swear at me, they call me names, they throw the food back at me, sometimes they put their arms around me, they lift my chin so that I have to gaze right into their eyes. And they say, "Lunch lady, you save our lives." Do I love them? Because if we do not do the things that we do in life because we love, why do we even bother? And that day, love became a verb for me. And I realized that we are not serving a meal. We are serving love.
And I became fire, I became wisdom, I became knowledge and humility. I became love when nothing else mattered, when nothing else mattered. Love became me.
In this moment, we can save a life or break a life. We don't have to save the whole world forever. Just give comfort in this moment to one human being. This is the only moment we may ever have.
Don't wait another moment. The time you have is now. If you blink your eyes, this moment will be gone. Don't wait until you're comfortable. The time may never come. The solution is so simple. It takes each and every one.
All the moments, the pieces of stories and generosity of all those who have shared their time, their talent, and their treasure are woven together to create this living, breathing, fluid entity that is OSL.
We can set this world on fire with our treasure and our talent and our time.
Choices that we make or the actions of others might alter how we navigate the world, but the fundamental tenet that stands as the cornerstone of OSL is a truth that is unalterable. Because we breathe, we have a right to be nourished physically, emotionally, spiritually. Nutritional excellence is a right we are born to, not a privilege we earn. The meals we serve are only the pragmatic delivery of our greater products: empathy, dignity, and grace.
There are things I need to listen to. There are things that I need to hear. There are lessons waiting to be learned that will make all of this so damn clear.
OSL is a lesson in diversity from those who have made up our staff over the years and currently, many of which were formerly homeless, to the groups and individuals that volunteer with us, to those who we are honored to serve every single day. Our classroom is vibrant and the lessons myriad. OSL has a culture that is organic in nature, it is progressive, and it is pragmatic and woo-woo all rolled into one. Every day we serve radical compassion. We understand compassion in a way that means love without attachment. And once the gift is given, there is no judgment. Today, OSL is only serving love.
So today I am only serving love. Today I will give away a part of me, the heart of me, connected to humanity. The insanity, the vanity, the excitement and the joy, mendacity, tenacity, lives we build, things we destroy, all the struggles and the grief, the faith and disbelief. Today I am not judging you, I only am observing all of the above. Today I am only serving love.
OSL has thrived as an organization because we have never become so big that we don't appreciate every gift that is shared with us. The energy exchange of every moment of time, talent, and treasure translates into nourishment and comfort for another human being. All of us at OSL are filled each day with gratitude that we are allowed, through the generosity of others, to continue to do this work, because we know we are not only changing lives, we are saving lives. Because of that, our hearts continue to break wide open.
You've got to let your heart break, let your heart break wide open. Let your heart break open, let your heart break wide open. And the love will come tumbling out, and the light will come shining in. Let your heart break open, let your heart break wide open. Let your heart break open, let your heart break wide open. And the love will come tumbling out, and the light will come shining.